Premise and Vin here. Today we will be talking about the GCF and LCM in mathematics. If you are new to the channel, please make sure to subscribe for more tutorials on mathematics. If you are a teacher, share this with your students. If you are a student, share this with your friends. Anyway, about GCF and LCM. GCF is the greatest, which means largest, common factor of multiple numbers. LCM, aka least common multiple, is the least common multiple of multiple numbers. So let's say I have 60, 84, and 48. Pretend you don't see that 12 is the greatest common factor, please. Well, first we try to take the smallest number of the numbers and see if that itself is the greatest common factor, which it is not because 84 and 60 cannot be evenly divided by 48. Next, you take the second largest factor of the smallest number. That would be 24, which also doesn't work because 60 divvy 24 is 2.5, which is not a whole number, and greatest common factors have to be whole numbers. The third largest one is 16, which also doesn't work for 60 and 84, because 60 because that would get you to 16 would get you to 3.75 because 60 divided by 16 is 3.75, which also would not work. So now we have to try 12. 48 divided by 12 is 4, good. 60 divided by 12 is 5, good. And 84 divided by 12 is 7, good. Therefore, 12 is the greatest common factor of 60, 84, and 48. Now let's discuss least common multiple. Let's say you're trying to find the least common multiple of 4 and 3. Well, what I like to do is count off and make a list of all the multiples. 4, 8, 12, 3, 6, 9, 12. The first two numbers that meet are 12 and 12. And even though they're not on the same line, that is the least common multiple of 4 and 3. Now on to more advanced least common multiples. Let's say I'm trying to do 35 and 84. First, I add 35 to get 70. Then I add 35 to get 105. Then I add 84 to get 168. Then 35 to 105 to get 140. Again, plus 35 to get 175, plus 84 to get 252, etc. But that method is long and arduous, but usually is the method that you're forced to partake in. The next method that you can use is called the greatest common factor correlation. However, this method doesn't always work. What you do is you find the greatest common factor, and the GCF of 35 and 84 is 7. 35 divided by 7 is 5, and 84 divided by 7 is 12. 84 is 12/5 of 35. Now, to be equal, you multiply by the reciprocal, which means you multiply 84 by 5 and 35 by 12. This gets both to 420, which up here, as you can see, is still the LCM. So this is a faster method, but it only works sometimes. Now, obviously, you can modify method 1 by adding in larger increments, like you could add in increments of 70 in certain cases so that the math is faster, or even in increments of 350 if you're using much larger numbers. You can even add in increments of adding the number 100 times if you want to. Just be careful what you do. And you always have to add the bare minimum of one number's multiples so that it's just above the next number, and then you start adding that number. I hope I've educated you or your students on GCF and LCM, and please subscribe if you found the video helpful. Thank you!